This is the morning weather briefing. This is for Thursday, the 14th of March. I'm James Spann. Today should be, for most places, the warmest day so far this year. We're expecting highs in the low 80s in many spots today. Then a band of strong storms will likely push into the state after midnight tonight into the daytime hours tomorrow. And again this morning, many questions about the weekend. So let's dive into the data early this morning. There's the upper air look, and we have that big trough and upper low over the western states. That produced some severe weather out across parts of Kansas and Missouri overnight, and that will be pushing a band of storms in here after midnight. We'll check the radar this morning up in Missouri, and they've still got some active storms there. It's a very large hail around Kansas City last night. In fact, I'll show you some of the images here shortly. And a pretty impressive tornado that formed over the eastern part of Kansas. Around here, we're starting off the day mostly in the 50s, but again, there's a big spread. Some of the colder pockets are in the 40s over northeast Alabama. Birmingham, though, it's 60. But again, a big warm-up today. Many spots will exceed 80 for the first time this year. We note there is a dense fog advisory early this morning across the Florida Panhandle. And around the rest of the nation, severe thunderstorm watches for parts of Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois. And a whopper of a winter storm in progress this morning over parts of Colorado, Wyoming, and northern New Mexico. Again, snowing heavily out in Denver, where they've got that winter storm warning in effect. In the warm sector of the storm today, we have an enhanced risk of severe storms over parts of east Oklahoma, northern and western Arkansas, and southern Missouri. And again, the broad risk of severe storms running from near Austin, Texas, up to Chicago, Detroit, and Cleveland. And we note there is a marginal risk of severe storms across about the northern third of Alabama. Now, keep in mind, this outlook runs through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and this is for a band of storms coming in here after midnight tonight. And then after 6 o'clock tomorrow, we have a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for basically the rest of the state. And the main concern with the storms overnight tonight and tomorrow will be from strong straight-line winds and hail. This is the probabilistic outlook for tornadoes tomorrow. Basically, there's no chance. So no concern with tornadoes. Again, the main concern, strong straight-line winds and some hail. And then on day 3, which is Saturday, there is a marginal risk across parts of South Texas, maybe some thunder near the Gulf Coast, but again, for a pretty good chunk of Alabama, it looks like Saturday will be dry. Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days, and for most of Alabama, rain amounts between 1 and 2 inches between now and Thursday morning of next week. So, model fans, here we go. This is the GFS. This is the 06C run, valid today at 4. Got the big upper low to the west. And again, for Alabama, today should be mostly warm and dry. A mixture of clouds and sunshine with low 80s in many spots this afternoon. This is the high-resolution HER model, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And you can see most of the state dry. There might be a little tiny shower somewhere, but most of the shower should be west of the state across Mississippi. So this is tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms are likely, but it's not going to rain all day. Let's look at the high-resolution guidance. This is the HER valid tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. And you can see a band of strong storms pushing into the shoals, northwest Alabama. So be aware of that. And again, with that line, it could pack a punch. That line could produce some very strong winds and maybe some hail. There's no tornado concern here. So again, that's 4 a.m. And then by mid-morning, this is 10 o'clock, the batch of rain and storms pushing on down to the south. Heavier storms south of Birmingham at that point, south of Interstate 20. And again, the same thing. The main concern coming from strong gusty winds and some hail. There's no tornado concern tomorrow. And then by afternoon, this is tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, the better chance of rain at that point down across the southern third of the state. So that batch of storms will be coming through tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, with a chance of strong gusty winds and some hail. And again, rain amounts, I'd say, for most of the state, about 1 inch. High should be in the 70s. So what about Saturday? There could be a few scattered showers near the Gulf Coast in extreme South Alabama, from Mobile to Dothan, for most of the state. A decent chunk of the day will be dry, just a small chance of a shower. The sun may be peeking out at times. And again, highs should be in the low 70s. And then Sunday will be a cloudy day. There's a chance of showers. The better rains most likely over the southern third of the state. But it's certainly a chance of showers Sunday and Sunday night. But nothing too widespread, nothing too heavy. The high Sunday will be close to 70. And then Monday, an air mass change. A north flow, clearing sky, cooler. Highs will be in the 50s for the northern half of the state. And this is Tuesday. Again, a late season freeze likely for about the northern half of the state, with lows between 25 and 35. Growers beware. But the day will be sunny with highs in the 60s. This is Wednesday of next week. A sunny day with upper 60s and low 70s. And a week from today, Thursday, March 21st, troughing over Texas and the GFS, keeping the bulk of the rain at that point south of Alabama, but inevitably there'll be some chance of rain maybe Thursday night or Friday. But it's not looking like a severe weather problem there. And so far, so good for March. We don't want to jinx anything here, but we just don't see a tornado problem here for the next week or 10 days. Let's go out 10 days. This is Saturday, March 23rd, troughing moving on to the east, and we are dry. So at this point, it looks like that weekend of the 23rd and 24th should be rain-free, but we all know 10 days out that could change. Rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European Ensemble. The mean a little under 4 inches between now and the 29th of March. Temperatures coming off the NBM, the National Blend of Models. Look at that, 81 today. But then notice by Monday of next week, the high dropping into the upper 50s. And by Tuesday morning of next week, it's got 33 here. And again, this is for Birmingham. Many spots will see a freeze. Again, the low in the range between 25 and 35 for the northern half of the state. There might even be some frost down into South Alabama Tuesday. And then highs for the rest of next week, not too far from 70. In the latest 8 to 14-day guidance in the House, this is for March 21st through March 27th. Temperatures here would be near average if this works out. Whoa, Nelly. Goodness gracious, that was the radar coming out of Topeka, Kansas last night at 8:10 Central Time. Wow, that's about as classic of a tornado signature as you'll ever see. On the left, that's reflectivity, classic hook. And on the right, that's your velocity. And that did produce a tornado. I think there were about a gazillion storm chasers out there looking at that thing. Thankfully, it was basically over open country. But there was some really large hail around Kansas City last night with these storms. That will ruin your day. Here's a look at some of the hail falling in Kansas City from those severe storms last night. But pretty rough ride for our friends there. And back in the cold sector, snow was starting. This was in the Denver metropolitan area last night as the snow was beginning. And they've got heavy snow falling this morning, and they will be buried today. The schools out there are closed, and they're pretty much shut down for the day. But around here, we enjoyed a very nice sunset last night. What a great shot there. And how about Panama City Beach last night? Ooh, boy. Water smooth as glass. All of the spring breakers having a good time with that good weather down there. All right, so today I will be in Hoover at Green Valley Elementary School. And then tomorrow going down to Chilton County, Peach Country, see our friends at Thorsby High School. And Saturday, it's a book signing. We are going to be in Rainbow City at Union Jack Cafe. That's a great place right there on Rainbow Drive. So come see us. We'll be there from 10 until 1. Get a personally signed copy of All You Can Do Is Pray. That's our book about the generational tornado outbreak of April 27th, 2011, 13 years ago. And also, we've got Weathering Life, which is my autobiography. The children's books, those are outstanding. The Benny and Chipper series. The Wonder of Thunder and Prepared Not Scared. Those are for kids that either love weather or maybe have a little fear of storms. And we've got all the shirts and hats for the weather geeks and dweebs from Crest Publishers. So 10 to 1, Union Jack Cafe in Rainbow City on Saturday. And of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.